Hi, everyone. This is Made of Stars. I'm Amanda, and this is Sue. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be talking about self-love and energy balancing.
Yes.
Take it away, Sue.
Okay. So what is self-love, first of all? Self-love to me is, taking care of yourself, enjoy yourself and your presence. For me, I like to cook a nice dinner, healthy dinner, and then sit down with my shows on Netflix and I have a glass of wine, enjoy your space, have fun with yourself, and that's just self-love to me and taking care of myself, respecting my own self and things like that.
Self-love for me is just spending the extra time to use the oil diffuser and just trying out different essential oils. I mean, I also like to light candles sometimes just to kind of like set the mood, relax, and just, take that extra time to just maybe it's take a walk or like water my plants, things like that are pretty relaxing as well.
Yeah, I must say the essential oil is definitely relaxing. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so I don't know what's going on over here.
So you wonder why we have our face mask on this episode, huh? It's because we're trying to balance our energy. And by doing that with self-love, this is one of the technique we like to do, self-love with mask, and make you move the whole entire day happy and your choice, And so we're taking our mask off
We're
and
taking
we're
our medicine.
happy. Our
I
skin,
feel
our skin is definitely glowing, and you'll be happy for the rest of the day. So your energy is balanced, and you'll be uh, in a giddy mood. I'm looking pretty. That's
I definitely feel more relaxed when I, take care of my skin or just, make sure that I'm washing my face properly or whatever the case may be. Like it's always fun when you can add that routine instead of like just going out, drinking, things like that. You and your friends could like do face masks together, even though it seems kind of cheesy. It's actually pretty fun.
yeah, definitely. And everybody should try it with their best friends, family, anybody, or even by yourself. Just take that one, hour of your time, just do what you love and cater to yourself. And that's how you can also balance your chakras. When your chakras aligned, everything you release to the world, you're happy. And that's what we want. Not
I think it
emotional, you know, not emotional, like blocked in your energy, chi, as we call it.
It's true. In the Chinese culture, qi is really just about energy flowing. And it's just something to keep in mind, when you're stressed, like a lot of the times people just want to feed into that stress, and they just want to maybe like, well, in a lot of cases, you could be self-medicating or you could be getting into just like bad habits, like, overeating or like sweets. So it's just like you could also replace those habits as well with something that makes you feel good. Like, even taking like a bath with, some essential oils or like some shea butter or something like that might just be what you need
And
on a Thursday night.
exactly. And speaking about blockage, and that goes into aches and pains, So, for example, like what I like to do for releasing my lower back pain blockage is I like to, stretch. So I want to show you some technique that I do for my lower back pain. For example, I like to go stretch you know, stretch, just stretch. Make sure you get your lower back, like stretch like that. Or what you could do is do what normal people, does. Stretch down, like this, and flatten your back. And that's gonna make you a lot better. You're gonna feel a lot better after you stretch. So, and then after that, I always do at night sometimes. Another technique I use is this. You know what this is, guys? Like, this is called acupressure mat. You can get Amazon. And
it's super cheap too. We both have one at home.
Yeah,
They're not expensive at all.
exactly. So it actually release pressures, not just your back, but you relax you. And I do it before bed and, for like 20 minutes. And then I'll just go off the bed. You feel so much better. And that's also another things to, release your chi. Because like I said, in Asian culture, chi is like yin and yang, right? If your yin or yang is blocked, you're off balanced. So that's no brainer, and you start feel aching here, there. So one way to release chi for me is definitely this, acupuncture mat or pressure mat. And then stretching before bed. And, that kind of things does help a lot. And not only that, with going on with the dance therapy,
I yeah, I wanted to share also that like I use the acupressure mat, and we'll talk about dance therapy. And I really think that it helps with pain a lot, because like not everything works too, because like it definitely helps with trigger points. It helps with the different pain on the back as well. Just in my experience, it's one of the most effective tools for pain management. And I also use a foam roller as well. And as Sue mentioned, dance therapy is a practice. It's basically the connection between the mind and body, and it talks about healing through movement. So that's the most basic definition. And so there's a lot of different techniques in dance therapy to get you to understand like different pains in your body and why exactly they're there. Because it's not just about pain management, it's also about, okay, outside of me just like, going to the doctor, what else can I do? I have this pain and I don't really understand why I have this pain. And with dance therapy, it helps you get to the root of why exactly you have these pains in your body. And it gets you to start thinking about different memories. And in that group, we kind of experienced dance therapy ourselves as well, even though we were taking the class, because we were able to do different exercises with each other, and we were able to work together in groups, and we did different movements, like authentic movement, where you're able to just do whatever your body wants. Like there's someone who prompts you with like a bell or whatever, could be
so,
music.
so it's like free form dancing, right?
Yeah, it's kind of just like, it's kind of like freeform dancing. In a way, it's a little more loose than that, because like you don't have to necessarily like look beautiful. You're not trying to like be appealing in the dance that you're doing. You're just doing whatever your body naturally wants to do. So it could be literally curling up into the fetal position, or just like rolling around. That's what your body wants to do in that moment, then that's what your body wants to do. And then psychologically, you can understand why it is that your body wants to go into the fetal position, or why you want to crawl around, or things like why you want to skip, or whatever the case may be. And you're able to talk with a therapist and have an understanding of why you're experiencing, and what the thought process was. And they use music as tools in dance therapy, and they use art. All those things are connected in creative arts therapy as well.
Well, that's a very informational insight, you know. I
It's
love
pretty cool. It was definitely my favorite class in college. It was a lot of fun. We had dance majors and psychology majors. It was
it.
pretty split down the middle in that class.
That's awesome to know. Another thing is definitely, like for me, Zumba classes. And that's a lot of, releasing a lot of trigger blockage points for me, like as an example, like my knee, my knees, I injured my knee back in the days. So with dance therapy, classes like Zumba, it actually help releasing a lot of the pains, because it stretches your ligaments and things like that. And for example, like in Zumba, you do a lot of dancing and, stretching. Not only that, you do a lot of hip movement too, like going like this and you going like that, like, you're just kind of like releasing energy, out of your bodies. And you're just like, move your body freely too, like, at the same time. Not only that, that also uh releasing your hormones of happiness,
It
and
releases endorphins.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So in a way is, that also helps with, emotional blockage, like, and then help self-love. That's another also form of self-love, believe it or not. And then yoga, it's more of breathing, for me. And I love doing some yoga poses, like, especially like child's pose. And you can just really, really just stretch your body. And that's how you can releasing a lot of, yin and yang in your body, because like I said, yin and yang is just balance energy. And like I usually just do that. And then breathing. And that's also helping triggers, releasing a lot of mental triggers, emotional triggers, physical triggers. It just gets you calmer, so that's that. And
I think it's good when you're talking about like Zumba and yoga and whatever other gym class you choose, because we like those things personally. And the reason why I choose Zumba is because it's fun. That's the reason why I'm doing Zumba. I'm not doing it because, to look cool or anything like that. Like you're doing something that you can exercise, like you want to be able to exercise on a regular basis. So you want to do something that's actually really fun for you so you can relax.
right.
That's practical. Otherwise, if you don't like something, it's going to be more difficult to do. So you could choose that. I mean, you might find out that you really love kickboxing,
Yeah.
then you can do that as well. I don't do kickboxing because I've just not have the opportunity at the moment, but I mean, that could also help as well. And yoga is like amazingly good for stretching. And it's like also pretty notorious for being helpful with chronic pains because there's so much stretching involved.
Yeah, and kickboxing, I can briefly talk about. I did some kickboxing a little bit, and it's really good too. Like you're actually just like punching. If you got like anger issues, people, you punch it away. Techniques, you gotta punch, your anger out, so it is really beneficial if, you like and like physical workouts. So you can melt all your stress away by punching that bag. Just, release, release, release.
In my very minimal experience kickboxing, it's like it's very intense. Like it's more, I feel like it's more intensive than like Zumba because it's just like a tense workout. And also, yeah, it does help releasing anger and other emotions because like it's not every day you get to punch a punching bag or you get to spar with other people. It's just fun in general. I mean, but that's also like more intensive as well. So you might want to be a little more in shape if you're going to try kickboxing as opposed to maybe Zumba.
Yeah,
Yoga is pretty challenging as well, so you might want to try a beginner's class too.
yeah. And then also I know I've heard a lot of people said this, running. Running also de-stress you and release endorphins. So that's why a lot of people are addicted to running. I personally doesn't like running because of my knee issues, but I also have heard people who have knee issues love running because it relieves the pressure. So, it's all about personal preferences, what you like to do, and just do it. What makes you happy, that's all. Self-love, is really, and balance your energy.
I think self-love is doing things that make you happy. So for me, it could be like lavender oil or jasmine oil, things like that. And for you, it could be like just taking a walk every day. I don't know, but you
Yeah,
got to find something so you can get that exercise in, especially now when everything's changing. You want to make sure that you're able to, try to stay healthy, and, it can be difficult. So just see how you can get creative as well.
exactly. And another thing is if your gym or, have like jacuzzi or sauna, also really good to go in there and just sit there, calmly, no music, no cell phone, no technology for half an hour. Close your eyes and just relax, with the heat and, the jacuzzis massage your back. That's also really, really good, self-care and love, just to relax totally, let the heat carry you away, and let yourself, float in the clouds of, light, and just, and don't think about anything and just, calmly and realizing, hey, this is a great life, you know.
I feel like the sauna is such a great tool if you have that resource available to you, because not only does it help with chronic pain, but it's also a kind of a meditative state as well, because most people do not take their phone in there. So, which is awesome, because if you stay in there for 10, 20 minutes, you're able to just kind of let your thoughts flow, let certain things kind of filter out without having to be kind of glued to your phone or whatever platforms and things like that. So it doesn't just help with pain, and it doesn't just detox you. I mean, the sweating does, detox your body, which helps a lot. And it is relaxing, but it's also just like meditative as well. So it's definitely good overall. If you have a sauna or a steam room or anything, that I would use that resource definitely.
De-stressor, big time de-stressor, that's for sure. Another, things that I love to do is, you know, how do you feel when you go out to nature versus how do you feel when you're inside all day? For me, I love going out in nature and just meditate, breathe that fresh air, look at the trees, look at the birds, hearing the, I don't know, construction next down the street. I mean, that may be white noise from people, but for me, it could be sometimes relaxing. I know that sounds weird, but if you really, like think about it, sometimes white noise, you can, tune away your worries and just let that white noise play into your life and just calm you down and be like, okay, like nothing bothers me, and listen to the birds, and whatever noise around you, and just kind of just go with the flow. And then like, when I'm inside, it feels like sometimes I'm in a bad mood because I don't like to be inside, first of all, myself. And it takes away me going out, to do things like walking. So it almost like kills my energetic block, and I sometimes I get mad because, stay inside changed my mood. So
I
I
definitely, yeah. I mean, I don't get outside as much. Sue is out every single day, which is really cool. And, even though I it's not always like, super sunny here, like when the weather's really nice. I think it's important to get outside because I notice like instantly how much better I feel when I'm getting outside and when I'm outdoors. And all those nature sounds that you're hearing, whether it's the birds chirping or squirrels running around or, the wind, those are the type of things that you'll listen to on meditation tracks, and you can experience that outside like firsthand, which is in abundance. It's everywhere, that really helps when you're out in nature to balance your energy, especially by water as well. That helps a lot because I just find the beach like incredibly relaxing, or even a lake, any body of water. So definitely get outside whenever you can. And I'm trying to get outside more and more. And I just noticed the difference.
Yeah, it's not only even that with the notice the difference, but also it helps you think a lot. You know what I mean? It helps me think a lot by clear my head. So
Yeah.
that's why I love to go outside, and I'm lucky. I'm super lucky to be surrounded by few nature parks where I live in Southern California area. And if you're not in like, California, which is all sunny, summer year-round weather, you can try to, go outside, even just open up your window, as example, in the wintertime, either East Coast or somewhere, just open your window, get a fresh whip of that cold air, that will instantly change your mood and your thoughts, because you're getting a different whip of environment almost, but you're not physically going outside, but you're mentally outside with the window open.
Right. If you don't open your window, like there's this like stagnant energy in your room too, because the chi is not flowing, and or the prana, as you could call it. So it's definitely good to at least let that fresh air in if you can't get outside, if it's cold, or if you have a backyard, you should definitely utilize that.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and like and subscribe and tune into other Mojo's Rising live shows. They're amazing.
Thank you so much, everyone, for checking out our show. And yeah, just engage, like, subscribe, ask questions. Looking forward to getting to know you guys more.
Yep, and taking
Bye,
care of yourself.
everyone.
Love
Take
yourself.
care.